Hi, welcome to day 3 of our attitude detox. I am so glad you've come here to join me today. If you're watching the replay, you might want to wait like 2 minutes, or not wait, skip ahead like 2 minutes, because I'm going to wait about 2 minutes for people to file in and find the link and get all signed in and everything. So, I'm feeling in much better spirits today because my headache seems to actually finally be gone. Now, like 2 weeks ago, about almost 2 weeks ago, I went to the Sabrina Carpenter concert, and I was joking with my sister that the room was filled with like so much estrogen and everything that she was going to trigger my ovulation, even though like like I was due to start my period the next day. And it was just a joke, but apparently it like screwed with my hormones for real. Because I usually struggle with a menstrual headache on my period and sometimes when I'm ovulating. But here I had the 2 days of the migraine in between menstruation and ovulation, which I never have any kind of weird like stuff going on during then. And I've had like acne outbreaks and stuff too. And it's been wild and I don't fully understand it, but I think that maybe my period was just trying to link with every single woman in the room and it didn't know what to do. It was a fun night though. And I'm glad that now we're on day 3, so the headache is pretty much gone. I can still feel it like trying to linger, but it's not. It was making me want to puke on day 1. Last night was pretty tough too, so definitely feeling better. I feel like I've got so much more energy now. Feels so good. And I hope you're all feeling really good and really great too. Okay? Okay, we gave it 2 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump in. And if anyone joins late, you know what to do. Just go back and watch the replay afterwards to catch up on what you've missed. All right, so today we're talking about gratitude in stressful moments. Now, this is gratitude that actually works. Okay? I was very much, what's the word? I was not into gratitude at the beginning. Like, I shunned it. I wrote it off. I was just like, it's not. It doesn't do anything. Every time I try to do gratitude in the morning, it never does anything. I forget to do it in the morning, and then I just feel bad about myself later because I didn't do it. And I hadn't really had anyone explain to me what gratitude was or how to really feel it or how to actually use it to hack my life and to hack my brain and to adjust my attitude. I was very much living in irritability, very much living in resentment, very much living in a lack mindset where I really just felt like nothing good could ever go my way. Very pessimistic. But I wanted change. I just didn't know how to find it. And then I discovered how to actually use gratitude. And oh my goodness, it has literally changed my life. It has very much saved my life. I can talk for hours on the topic of gratitude, and I think a lot of you probably have heard me. I've done multiple podcast episodes, I've done videos, I've done master classes. In fact, we just talked about gratitude in the membership in one of our sessions for the Happy Mom Brain, where we dug deep into this, which if you are in the membership, you get a digital copy of this, which you can print yourself, or you can always message me and I will get you a discounted copy so you don't have to buy it directly from Amazon. You can buy directly from me and I will give it to you cheaper than Amazon will. Anyways, yeah, so the last 2 days we talked about taking care of our basic needs on day 1, and we talked about romanticizing our routines on day 2. All right, and building on this, we're going to talk about gratitude. Are you ready? A quick Google search gives you the benefits of gratitude, and I will rattle off just some of these for you right now because there are so many. Like gratitude is something that has really been talked about and really been enforced in so many, religions and through philosophy and through psychology, and gratitude has been this kind of constant foundation through our written history of humanity. So like it's the real deal. It's not It's not some modern day buzzword. It's not some new thing that we've discovered. But I am always into finding new ways of like tapping into that feeling, new ways of really being in a grateful spirit. Um, because obviously, as I have said before, and I've been very adamantly against just waking up in the morning, writing down 3 things you're grateful for, and then moving on with your day and forgetting about them completely. If that works for you to wake up and write them down, and then if you're the kind of person who will keep thinking about it all day long, then absolutely that can work for you. But I'm the type of person who would wake up and either forget to do it and then feel bad about it later when I remembered, or the type of person who would do it and then forget about it completely, which doesn't really help you throughout your day, right? And I'm here to help you throughout your day to feel that gratitude, to get into that abundant kind of mindset, not that lack mindset. We want to believe that good things are coming to us, that good things happen to us. We want to see all the good things in our life. We don't want to be constantly looking at what we don't have. All right. I mean, gratitude is a remedy to comparison, which is a thief of joy. So many things. Anyways, quick Google search of gratitude benefits tells you that it improves your mood. Gratitude can make people happier and more satisfied. Reduce stress. Gratitude can help calm the nervous system and reduce stress hormones. Better sleep. Gratitude can improve your sleep. Improved physical health. Gratitude can improve immunity and reduce chronic pain and disease. Deeper relationships. Gratitude can strengthen social ties. Better mental health. Gratitude can reduce depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts. I can vouch for that 100%. When I say gratitude saved my life, that's what I mean right there. Enhanced cognitive flexibility. Gratitude can improve neurological pathways that foster well-being. Increase self-esteem. Gratitude can increase self-esteem and reduce social comparisons. Fewer common health complaints. Gratitude can reduce common health complaints like headaches, digestion issues, and respiratory infections. For real, gratitude is like, it's the thing. Google also says that practicing gratitude can involve celebrating the present. We all know that, right? Like that's like top of mind when you think about gratitude. But also, gratitude can involve blocking toxic emotions like envy, resentment, and regret. That is a lot about what this week is. The attitude detox. It's about getting rid of those toxic kind of emotions and overpowering them with something greater. And that's why we're talking about taking care of yourself. We're talking about making the little things you have to do something you can be in love with. And then we're talking about gratitude. And we're going to go on. We have 2 more days, too, more to add on to it. But, you know, getting rid of that resentment, like getting ready for the holidays. I mean, if we're getting ready for Thanksgiving and we're sitting there cleaning the house and we're trying to get the kids to help out and we feel like our husband's never around to help because he's actually at work making all the money to do everything. And like, you know, maybe your dynamic's a little bit different, but it's easy to start building up this resentment like, oh my gosh, I'm the only one doing everything for everyone else. Gratitude. Gratitude. That's why this week is preceding Thanksgiving in the US, getting into all the Black Friday, the Christmas shopping, like everything just kind of picks up next week everywhere, you know, where you've got all the deals and everything in the outside is pushing for you to do more. Prepare for Christmas parties, get all the food in line. You have to make this big Martha Stewart level dinner and you have to, you know, wrap all the presents and you need to wrap all the presents so that they look like snowmen or a train or something really fun. And there's so much out there that just kind of really picks up a lot next week and it gets really heavy and it gets this like, you're not a good mom if you're not doing all these things. You are a great mom. You can do the bare minimum. The bare minimum. You don't have to do things like everyone else. These things out there, if you look at them as optional ideas, fantastic. Do what feels good for you, for your family. And that's why this week is preceding next week, right? But also they say practicing gratitude can involve writing about things you are grateful for. That's one that I turn to very often is the journaling for gratitude. And I have a special like way of doing that too. And I have a few special concepts of how I apply gratitude into my life that has been the most beneficial way to actually apply, like, to change my life, okay? It's rewiring your brain, and it's sort of like a Pavlov's dog kind of thing, if you are familiar with your basic psychology from, like, high school level intro to psychology. Pavlov. If you're not familiar, he had these dogs. He was into classical conditioning type of psychology, and every time he was feeding these dogs, he would ring a bell. Okay? Typically, you ring a bell, it doesn't mean anything except here's your attention, right? But he rang the bell every time he fed the dogs so that um, eventually he could ring a bell and not feed the dog, and the dogs would start salivating because their body expected food to follow the ringing of the bell. Their body was prepared to eat because it heard a bell, because it learned how to associate these two things together. And you can do that in your own head. You can reroute what stimuli creates what response. Okay? Because we can't always change the stimuli in our life. We can change the response. We can change how we react to it. And if you change it on a bodily level, it takes the think work out of it, right? But we do have to think, we have to think about it to begin with, because you know, you are the experimenter in your life here. So let me tell you this little story. Okay. I used to be very irritable, very short fused. I still get that way sometimes. I'll be honest. It's not a 100% remedy that has been fixed completely. But yeah, so I used to be very short fused, very irritable. I was a yeller. Yelling was always my first response because, you know, I never felt like I was being heard. I need a sip of coffee before we really go into this. Okay, so let's rewind. This story takes place when my youngest kid is 1 year old. So I have a 1, a 3, and a 5-year-old, an autistic 5-year-old. So he does not know how to sit down. Okay. My kids were really full of energy, all kind of feeding off each other, all bouncing off the couches. They were doing a lot. Okay. And then we lived on a piece of property, and it was great when I could send them outside. But I couldn't do that all the time. And sometimes they were just inside, and they were a lot, and their toys were everywhere, and dishes were piling up, and the whole environment just felt very chaotic and stressful. It didn't feel good. I was not living like in my best mom power at that time. But I wanted to, and I wanted to make a change. So what I started doing was deciding I didn't want to yell at my kids anymore. I wanted to do something different when I felt like the whole world was going to fall apart. And I have anxiety disorder on top of that. So really, I get what it feels like when it feels like everything is falling apart, even though nothing is. It's a very controllable situation, but you feel completely out of control. I get that. And so what I decided to do was step away. Because I thought, well, you know what? My kids, I can yell at them all day long. They're not going to hear me. When I yell, they hear me less, right? Because all they hear is the yelling. They don't actually hear what I'm saying. They don't actually take it to heart. There's no connection there. My kids don't want to listen to me when all I'm doing is yelling at them. They want to listen to me when I'm on their level and when I'm making a connection with them. And when our relationship is good, that's when they want to listen to me, right? So I decided I was going to step away. And then when I stepped away, I decided I need to calm down before I go back in. I need to shift my attitude before I go back in that room, because I don't want to be the mom that's yelling at my kids all day long. And so then as I'm out there shifting my attitude, I'm out in the fresh air. I would just step outside while my kids were inside. I was just standing right on the porch right outside the door. And I would just breathe. I'd breathe in the fresh air. I got into this habit of looking around, thinking about everything that was beautiful. And then I started thinking about my kids. And I thought, well, they are really great kids. I love my kids. I really love them. And I love them for 1,000 reasons. There are thousands of reasons I love my kids. And so I started getting specific about it. Sometimes I'd even grab my notebook on my way out and I'd write everything down as I'm thinking about how great my kids are. My kids are inside completely destroying the house, jumping on the couches, screaming at each other. And I'm standing outside, just barely hearing them through the door, you know. And I'm just thinking about all the thousands of ways I love them. And I would write a full sheet of paper, breathing that fresh air outside. So I'm hacking my nervous system in so many ways, and I'm rerouting my brain at the same time. And eventually, I did this for 3 weeks. And it wasn't every single time the kids got chaotic, but it was every time I could think, oh, I want to yell right now until I am blue in the face. And I know that my kids aren't going to hear me when I do it. I would step outside. I'm like, there's nothing I can do here to help right now when I'm feeling like this. I can help when I come back in and I am in the mood to distract them with something else, like, hey guys, want to play a game? Hey guys, do you want to help me make cookies? I had to go become someone else to come in and help them from a good place. And what I did was 3 weeks into this new practice, the stepping away and practicing gratitude, I stepped away from a moment of stress. And then I tapped into gratitude. And so what I told my body was stressful situations, gratitude is the response I want to that. And so 3 weeks in, my kid, my youngest, who was 1 at the time, climbs up on the kitchen counter, and I walk into the room just as he throws the coffee carafe that was glass on the ground. It shatters. And I am just overcome and flooded with so much love for him. I grabbed him and I kissed him and I put him down on the couch and I comforted him and told him it's going to be okay. We don't have to be upset about this. And I went and I was sweeping up all that broken glass off the kitchen floor, and it just hit me like, whoa, whoa. That's not the response I expect from myself. I'm not yelling at my kid right now. I'm not screaming. I'm not upset that I have no way of making myself coffee in the morning tomorrow. What? And then I was overcome with so much more emotion because I'm like, well, I did this. I changed. I changed my response. I rewired my brain. And I realized what I'd done, that I had practiced gratitude in a stressful moment so much that my body decided for me to be grateful. And I didn't have to step away to calm down. I was calm in the face of absolute chaos. And I will never not get excited when someone wants to talk about gratitude at this point. So that is how you can practice gratitude in stressful moments, and you can actually really change your life. You can change your relationships. You can change your attitude. You can change how you view your entire world. Everything you already have is enough. And when you tap into gratitude, you see that. And the best way, I think, to really hack your brain and to really get what gratitude has to offer is stepping away, breathing deeply, which resets that nervous system, and just reflect on specific things you are grateful for, especially when it's something that stresses you out. Okay? And I mean, this is something you can do for appliances. This is something you can do for furniture you kind of hate. This is something you can do for your job. This is something you can do for your husband. Like, seriously, it will change your marriage and it will change your motherhood if you can think about everything you're grateful for about the person when they're stressing you out. Because you're going to be less irritable to them. And you, as the mom, you set the energy for your home. You set the tone for your home. You choose what kind of energy everyone's going to get into. Like they say, ain't nobody happy if mama ain't happy. It's true. So how do we get happy? We set that. And if you choose to be grateful in the face of stress, in the face of chaos, if you choose the peace in the chaos, you become the peace in the chaos. And then the chaos, it's not so scary. You've defeated a dragon here. Like, it's a big deal. It will change your life to get into this habit. Okay? So your action task for today is to think of one thing, person, or situation that's stressing you out right now. And I want you to write down a whole page of reasons that you can be thankful for it. How has this previously perceived negative thing or stressful thing, or maybe thing you love, but oh my gosh, it makes you want to pull your hair out right now. How is that stressful trigger something that you can spin a positive light to? What benefits can you find from it? How is your life better off because it's there? It might be hard, but it's better, right? So I want you to just, I'm not saying every single time step away and practice it right now, but I do want you to carve out some time, write out a whole sheet of paper, give me 20 reasons. At least 20 reasons why you're thankful for one thing that has previously stressed you out. One thing or person or situation or experience. Okay? And you don't have to share that with the group, but go ahead and share how you feel about doing that. And I'll put a post in the group where you can do that. Also, in the post where I share the replay, I will share with you a 5-minute meditation I found this morning that really felt like it would tie in with this. It's really short, really sweet, really easy, really simple. But it's an everything is working out for me meditation by 5 minutes of meditation on YouTube, and I will share the link directly to it, so you don't have to go search and find. And then also, if you get into the VIP experience, we're going to start in about 9 minutes. At 10:30, we'll have a follow-up call, and if anybody shows up, if you're lucky enough to be the one to show up, you get some one-on-one coaching with me for like half an hour maybe, at least 15 minutes. But last time I had a call, it went for about half an hour. And it was only one lucky lady who showed up, and she got some one-on-one coaching for just the price of the membership that she was already paying for. Pretty sweet deal. But if you also get into that membership, I have a gratitude guide inside the digital vault that will help you take gratitude one step farther. It will help you do some other gratitude practices. And I would so be happy for you to join me over there. And don't forget, the first 10 people who send me a message, a direct message from the membership, I will send you a free planner next week. So I'd love to see some of you guys in there. We've already seen some new faces joining in the membership. And I was really happy and excited to see that too. So I will see you guys again tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific time for day 4.